like skill players go out at a certain time, kickers go out at a certain time. Like, just be ready to go, you guys. Always be ready. I saw a question. Sarah, are you watching the chat? Sorry.
Yeah, quick question. Our home game is going to be at Cottonwood. That's still that's the plan, but still to be determined due to obvious COVID. And then possibility of having a food truck at home games. Or yeah, we definitely want some type of concessions, but it might be dependent on COVID and the regulations, especially with food. The initial thing is just doing packaged stuff only. So, but yeah, we'll see that. And then Katie has something to say. But we'll save that for after how do away games work.
Okay, so for away games, you guys, we try to keep in mind just maybe a regular work day, right? So there's going to be buses to all the away games except for the championship, and the bus, depending how far away it is and the schedule, but we'll leave that Friday night. So ideally after people get off of work. Friday night, the bus leaves. Again, be early. The wheels start turning at the depart time. That's when it's time to go. This is a great time to communicate to your battle buddy to make sure, like, if you're traveling on the bus and your battle buddy's not, like, maybe talk to make sure you both are like on your way. You know, that doesn't hurt. If you aren't traveling on the bus, we will ask for you to communicate to us so we can have the appropriate list of who's supposed to be on the bus, so we can make sure everybody's accounted for that. So just be considerate, you guys. If you're making your own travel arrangements, please communicate that to us so we're not like worried about you and driving around trying to find you because you're not at the bus when we thought you're supposed to be on the bus and can't get a hold of you when we've been trying to call you. But it's okay. So yeah, so the bus leaves Friday. We get to the hotel. Sometimes we don't get there till like Saturday morning. We check in, and then have a little bit of time to eat. Maybe depending on where we're at and how much time we have, we'll have time to like meet a little bit. Actually, it's usually with individual players, but like groups might meet to just kind of get pumped up, to go over a few things. So you have a little bit of time usually to do that. And then again, we're back to that agenda once it's time. Once we're back to coach's time, when we're supposed to be there before we depart, we'll meet down in the lobby or wherever the bus is picking us up, and then we'll head to the field. And then it's just like home games. Other than we don't have to help set up. So we're just like on our schedule. Once it's the coach's time, we're with them and we're following that schedule. And then after the game, again, depending on how COVID looks, a lot of times away teams do have like some type of way they raise money that also includes food, but that's a big question mark in how that's going to work this year. But you are responsible for paying for your food, just so you know. So as far as the bus, you don't pay extra for the bus. The hotel, you don't pay extra for the hotel unless you're bringing your family and significant other, whatever. But so those two things are included in your fees. But be prepared to pay for your own food. And then we get back on the bus. What is that? You get this to Sunday morning, and then we're home in time for Sunday night, go to bed, go to work Monday. But yeah, that's how away games pretty much look.
Perfect. Just to answer a couple questions. There is a bus for every away game except for Vegas. That one we carpool to for obvious reasons. It's pretty short. And then another question was uniforms and jerseys. We'll talk about that in equipment, but you're given those, so you're in charge of that all year long. And then is there one more question?
The exhibition game, is there a bus or are we driving ourselves?
There's a bus, correct? Yeah, there's a bus to every away game, including the preseason game, except for Vegas. And I'll put an asterisk on the note on the calendar of events. Bus, carpool. Thank you, Jen. And then, Katie, did you still have something to say? Something brief? Shorter than
Yeah.
Lofton had?
I'll make it really quick. One thing I was going to say, when it comes down to game day schedule, Coach has his own little routine, and he does it for a reason. It starts with the Quad Walk. Earlier they mentioned that as a team we're ran very much like military style, and coach and I've seen the benefit of it too, believes that the game is won mentally before it's won physically, and with that comes as an intimidating factor. So when it comes to Quad Walk, it's to intimidate the other team and to establish that as our own space. And when it comes to warming up before the games, he does it very military style as far as making sure the lines are precise and all that. So it's just something to take into consideration when preparing for the games, making sure that you're mentally ready as well as physically, and intimidating other teams before you actually step on the field. So.
Perfect, thank you. Yep, Quad Walk, it's field of debris. You'll have to just find out when it happens, Rachel. But sometimes some of the rookie experiences we can warn you about, but it just happens when it happens. So,
So I just forgot about the image that you had on there. Can you go back? So some of you may or may not know, we also have our Velocity cheerleaders. So they're the Velocity cheerleaders, but they're our Falcons cheerleaders for our games. So it's really fun, and they really love us. So if you see them, give them a high five. It will make their day. They're working really hard. They train really hard and love coming and supporting us. They also have a Facebook page, and if every now and then you want to pop in there and give them a like or tell them thank you for cheering so hard at the game, that will mean the world to them because they work really hard, and they it's really cool the way they're doing it too. Like, not only are they there cheering for us, but they're also learning the game. So that was something that their coach thought was very important, that they understood what was happening and why you're seeing this, what a touchdown is, what a first down is. So, and look how cute they are. And they have our cute logo.
they loved us so much, they changed from their purple uniforms and went out and fundraised to get new Falcons uniforms. Mariah has her hand raised. Nice Zoom technique. Oh no, okay. All right, Lacey also, I have to point out, Lacey's photo is being shown right here because she has nice Rydell, Adidas, Cutters, gloves, which are part of that United brand. So she is league approved and picture ready. And that face.
How angry I get if you don't pay fees. Awesome. So I am basically help with anything finances. So I thought it would be helpful to just understand how much does it cost to run the Falcons, because it definitely costs a lot more than just what our fees pay for. So if you look at the pie chart on the left, it gives you a visual. Our fees pay for about a third of everything we need for the year. So outside of that, we do have fundraising events and we make money off of that, but especially this year, that's a little more up in the air. What are we allowed to do? So that's where fees and sponsorships really come into play. Sponsorships help quite a bit. Bean mentioned that government grant earlier, so that helps quite a bit as well. So obviously happy to kind of talk through anything about budget or fees, but definitely know that the fees portion is just a small piece when it comes down to not having to pay for the buses and not having to pay for hotel rooms and things like that. So then moving over to talk about the expenses we have that those fees and other things cover. So that's things like equipment. So obviously practice equipment or pennies or uniforms and things like that. Practices, our practice fields cost money, indoor facilities cost money, so we're paying for practice fields. Then game day, obviously it costs to run game day. We have to buy the food that we're selling, we have to buy the apparel that we're selling, different things like that. And then travel is probably one of our most expensive pieces of the budget. So buses, when we go to Dallas, flights, different things like that, hotel rooms, and basically making it so that when we're traveling, all we have to think about is the game and getting there. And basically, Sam and other people kind of take care of the other parts that are more logistical for us. And then lastly, it's not paid with money. No one is paid on this team, but there's a ton of time put into this. by multiple people. You know, I think Sam probably does this. I don't think Sam sleeps, and same with Salazar, and even Sarah putting this presentation together, I think took her like 8 hours or something like that. So it's a lot of time as well. So it's not something we're always thinking about, and I just wanted to call out. And then Sarah, you'll go to, or do we want to do questions or go
Real
to the?
quick, actually, Kim had a really good point that I wanted to share. That blue piece of, I'll just read what she said. That blue piece of pie is only that big if we all pay our fees. When half of us pay fees, half of that pie piece is missing and we're not fully funded. This is why it's important to pay the fees, right? Because even though it's only 1/3 is still a huge amount. So that's why doing your portion and paying your fees and obviously if you're a new rookie joining like today, your fee schedule might look a slightly skewed, but for vets and whatnot, it's pretty pretty good. Yes, I edited it. Thank you.
That's an awesome call out though, Kim. And then Jesse, I can message you the fee schedule. It is in, I think it's in general, but I can tag you in it. And then Venmo's the best way. If for some reason Venmo won't work for you, reach out to me and we can figure out an alternative. But that makes my life a little easier if Venmo does work.
So yeah, if you have any questions about fees, just reach out to Lacey if you need to get on a slightly modified. But I'm up to date. I'm doing my part and I'm educated about it. So hopefully, if you have any questions, just reach out, and then I'll go to the next one for you.
Awesome. So again, those player fees, it's $1,000 and then $50 to rent the helmet. So $1,000 covers, like we said, the uniforms, the travel, the home games, everything you need, and then there's $50 to rent your helmet, and that makes you fully paid. To be up to date as of today, you need to be at $650. And then once you pay $200, you will get the playbook. And then once you're up to date, you'll get your helmet. But yeah, reach out to me if you have any questions on that. Sponsorships are huge. It's a great way, one, for you guys to help get some of your fees covered or all of your fees covered. But then two, you saw that pie chart. We need sponsorships to be able to run as well. So it's great for individuals, but also for teams. These are just a few of the sponsorships these are all the sponsorships we have right now on the left-hand side. So the biggest one we have right now is Redemption. So shout out to Gina. She got a $2,000 sponsorship, so covers her player fees and some for the team. So that's super awesome. And then also a couple of rookies also already have sponsors. So I believe Ava and Lainey already have sponsors as well. So if we can be helpful, let me know. Overall, if you're getting a sponsor for your player fees, you want to drive that. You're having those conversations. I'm here to support you, but you're doing most of the legwork. If you just have ideas or you have a connection that would be a sponsor for the whole team, then I can definitely step in and you can introduce me or do whatever's there and I can do more of that legwork. But reach out with questions. There's a packet in Slack. This is an image of the first page of it, but it kind of explains our nonprofit pieces so they can write it off as well as what they get back based on the size of their sponsor.
Perfect. And then one final comment in the chat is to be up to date by the 28th is when practice starts. So, but yeah, communicate if you're brand new, and then don't be afraid if you have questions on how to get a sponsor. Salazar's a good resource not to be like, hey, get this sponsor for me, but ask for networking tips. Same with Lacey.
Yeah, and then the last thing.
Congrats to those people who got sponsorships already. That's impressive, rookies.
And then Sarah, the last thing real quick is some people asked about COVID refunds. So there is a COVID refund policy in place. It's just based on game by game, and it's all or nothing. So, if the game is canceled because of COVID, then depending on which game it is, there's an amount of money set aside that everyone would be refunded. But if for some reason, the game itself isn't canceled, the refund wouldn't happen. But definitely let me know if you have questions around that as well. That's all for me.
Cool. Thank you, Lacey. This is our final segment on the agenda, and I'll make it brief. And you can reach out to me personally if you have any further questions. But equipment and tools for success. So on the general information Slack channel, I posted an equipment list. It is a very broad list. However, I tried to clarify that you don't need everything on that list. Some of that is position specific, and some of it is just for different levels of safety up to you. Like some linebackers and DNs wear neck rollers. Some people wear back pads. Some wear a rib cage. Quarterbacks typically wear a rib cage. So a lot of that stuff is if you are confused on what to get, reach out to myself or Kim or your battle buddy, your teammate. But I would not recommend checking off every single box. You do not need everything. Since I already posted on the so one thing about equipment, if you need to get your helmet before the 27th, reach out to Kim. Kim Cranky is in charge of helmets, and so once you've paid, Lacey lets Kim know, and then, or actually, just reach out to Kim if you need a helmet. Kim's not gonna really reach out to you, so reach out to Kim. It'll be hard to do it Sunday morning, she said, Sunday the 28th, to get helmets, because she also wants to play and participate too, so she'll be giving helmets out or bringing them to you on the 28th or giving them out to you before the 28th, right, Kim? Thumbs up? I'll wait for that. Hopefully you guys all saw the equipment list. Do you guys have any questions on, like, real quick, any generic questions, what the difference between a girdle is or whatnot? Rachel did have a question. For rookies who don't know positions, what equipment do you recommend? Like wide receiver and DB, for your example, Rachel, is probably what you'll be playing. Just reach out to me. I'll talk to you on a one-off basis. But all players, I need the list in front of me real quick. I'm going to pull it up really quick. Oh, also brand, we've hounded on this, so I'm not gonna go a ton into it, but brand sponsors, please be on that. This side is kind of all the equipment you'll need. You'll need a helmet, which is rental available, shoulder pads, make sure fit's important, so you can either go to Dick's, but typically you want the pad to at least go to here. Bean also has some extra shoulder pads that if you're interested in, that anyone can use the shoulder pad. Oh yeah, Bean has shoulder pads if you're interested, or you can buy your own. Cleats. I know a lot of linemen wear high top versus low top. What that means is just what your comfort level is. Some people wear low cleats with ankle wraps. I wear high cleats. I like them. Knee pads. So some people get the sleeve ones or actual ones that go in the pants. So your game day pants will have a little pocket that your knee pad will go into. So if you buy a pad, like just a separate 7-piece set or something, they'll be floating and they'll go in there. So that's the same thing with your hip, thigh, tailbone. I actually only have the knee pads, and I wear what's called a football girdle, which has pads built into like a spandex type thing. Mouth guard is a must. You can actually get penalized for not having them. And then football gloves. There's lineman or skill gloves. So Rachel, for you, I'd get skill gloves. Quick question on there is, there is not a 50% discount from the league. They're actually working on getting a discount code. The reason why, Miller, is the 50% discount from the league, it was only from their catalog, which usually had stuff out of stock and not always 50%. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, there's more stuff. Hopefully better deals coming from Adidas soon. But I'm a pretty good deal finder. I'll get like Dick's. I'll do their flash sales or stuff. So if you're looking for stuff, you can find pretty good deals on stuff. You don't have to get everything brand new, or you don't have to get like the most expensive stuff. You can find different stuff. And just to let you know, some of you might even wear youth size stuff. You don't always have to go adult. And Ross has girdles and such. Wendy will answer your question at the end. So yeah, and then again, yeah, you don't need this stuff over here. I use a back plate. I sometimes wear a headband, so yeah, you'll kind of find. So please don't go out and buy all these things. You don't need all these things. And if you have a question, ask your battle buddy. If you don't have a battle buddy, which you guys don't, but just reach out to a vet. You can reach out to Lofton, me, anyone. And then these are the things you'll want to bring to practice. So you don't need game day pants per se. For practice, you can wear practice pants or your girdle with shorts and knee sleeves or something. So that's kind of stuff there. And then game day. Question on when these will arrive. These two you'll get before the first game, and then you'll just hold on to it forever as that. And then in case you're wondering, these are youth large. So that went a little bit longer than I anticipated on that, but reach out if you have any questions. Importance of league branding, gosh, I don't need to handle that anymore. And then team equipment, anytime we use team equipment, please be respectful of it. If you ever see like myself or Camille carrying lots of things, we would appreciate help because those bags are as big as me. But help your teammates out, but be respectful. Don't take team equipment home with you, like balls or stuff. We put those back in the ball bag, and then we have someone in charge of overseeing that. But Camille, this photo, she's actually the one we referenced to, who's in charge of all of our team equipment and our trailer. All right. And then we're on the final slide. So tools for success, huddle. I'll be open to do a huddle tutorial another day when we have more time. We don't want to take any more of your guys' time. Playbook. You'll get access to both huddle and the playbooks once you pay $200 of your fees. That's minimum, but you guys should all be up to date. And now that you're a Falcon, what's next? Study the playbook. Get ready, get excited, and start coming to practices and whatnot. And one thing I will share really quick is I've gotten some questions about defensive playbook. So on Huddle, this is just my Huddle, is you'll have this playbook tool. You'll click on it and it will give you access to the defensive playbook. So that's where it just was shared. You can click on it and see where you line up, and coach will have notes on that. Another one that's happening is like, if I want to look at all triple option plays, I would click on that. It shows triple option in 2D. It says what everyone's steps and what you're supposed to be doing. So right guard is gap down on. And then it has these little videos where you can click and watch the actual play happen. So if you're a learner in lots of different facets, this will hit all of them. So that's Huddle. That's where you can access the defensive playbook. Offensive playbook isn't all on here yet, but there's a hard copy of that, or a digital copy. But defensive playbook is just this Huddle copy, not a digital copy. Any questions on that? I don't think I see. I do, Anna. So if you've paid at that minimum, I usually check it once a week, and then I'll email you. So if you don't have access to Huddle or Playbook and you've paid at least $200, Slack me. And that's it. It went a titch longer, but it's because we had a very good, engaging conversation, and that's what it's all about. Hopefully, answering all your questions. If you have any further questions, reach out to us, and hopefully the right chain of command. Any other questions?